It's another Physical Tuesday where we learn how to get bigger, faster, stronger. Stop preparing like a joke man and become the GOAT man. Go gang. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and comment to our content. We are here to help you turn from cheese to the macaroni and cheese, man. When designing football drills for kids, you have to understand that at the beginning you kind of want to improve their quickness. So, the first point we're going to go into is we have to define what quickness and change direction are. Shepard and Young have defined it as a whole rapid body movement.
What? Come on, baby, get it together. Hey.
A rapid whole body movement with change of the velocity or direction in response to a stimulus. So I already know what you're thinking. What the heck does that mean?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So basically, agility is simply being able to change directions, but you are responding to another person. That's all that means. And change of direction is simply how fast you are able to change direction. This is very important when you're trying to develop quickness in a player because they have to know the difference. You have to work on both of them. You can't just work on one thing, because if you just work on change of direction in the game, they'll never be able to get away from another player. But also, if you just work on agility, they won't have that basis of knowing how to change direction quickly. So they'll just kind of be stuck in a way where they'll be able to get past people, but when they're facing tougher competition, they'll be unable to get away from those players. Now, with developing quickness in a younger player, you have to understand that their basis of athleticism and their basis of strength is very important, because they have to have the appropriate age strength. Usually when I say this, I'm thinking about like they have to be able to lift their body weight. Like it has to be able to be seen. Like, can they move correctly? Are they strong enough to even perform these movements? Because sometimes a kid may be a little bigger than usual, but they're not that strong. So it's like, if they're not that strong, they really shouldn't be doing these exercises. There's other things they need to be working on. The third point that we're going to go into when it's time to improve our quickness is we have to understand what acceleration and deceleration are.
One more listening.
Acceleration is simply how fast you get to top speed. Deceleration is an immediate or gradual stop or to decrease the body's velocity before changing direction. Usually this is just basically the opposite of acceleration, so how fast you're able to stop. These two are very important when it's time to learn quickness and agility and change the direction, because you have to be able to stop quickly. You have to be able to start quickly. And when you're able to stop quickly, there's correct ways to do things, and there's biomechanically incorrect ways to do things. So when you are at top speed, you can't just come to a complete stop that fast. Sometimes when you are stopping, you have to slow your body down a little bit to be able to even change direction. You don't really notice it, but this brings a lot of pounding on your knees and legs. And a lot of jumpers have this issue as well. Like if you pay attention to Derrick Rose, a lot of his career early on was tough and riddled with injuries because he did not know how to decelerate, especially when he was coming down from dunking the ball or even just starting and stopping. He was literally full speed all the time, and then when he was unable to stop as quickly, it became problematic, and he literally had an injury riddled career because of it.
Hey coach, listen, you got any more of that secret stuff?
Finally, this is what you're here for. This is why you came.
This is why we're here.
We're here, and it's time to talk about the drills and games that can improve your quickness.
Well, if you must know, then I must know. I got to know.
Especially as a young player. So, first game we're going to talk about is cat and mouse. Cat and mouse is simply a game, simple to tag, but the person in front of you the person in front of you has to be chased by the cat. The person in front is the mouse. Cat has to chase them and tag them. The mouse can run anywhere, and the cat has to go and try to chase him. Second game, Sharks and Minnows. Sharks and Minnows is another simple game that a lot of kids play. Usually this is better in a confined area, but all you are doing is trying to run to the other end to a line or to an area, but there are a few sharks and you're trying to shake those sharks and get to the other end of the park. The third game is lateral tag. Lateral tag is literally when you are in a shuffling position and you are trying to play tag. You're playing it tag, but you're just shuffling. Very simple game, but I also feel like it can help with in terms of agility and quickness. And the last game is rock, paper, scissors tag. This is when you start the game by playing rock, paper, scissors. Whoever loses has to run. Whoever loses has to run and stop being chased from the person that's it. So if you win, you're it, and you have to tag that person. Check this video out on the screen if you want to be mean on that green, or real on that field, or extort on that court. The No Baller Left Behind Act supports this video. You feel me?